In what is typically a month with extra soapy offerings, Young and Restless has managed to drop even further into the doldrums, featuring a mind-numbing selection of stories we couldn't care less about. Vanilla characters/couples, endless job offers, overlong conversations surrounding businesses and characters that don't even exist on the actual canvas. The list goes on. She's a hot mess, folks. On the bright side, here's a look at some potential drama coming up. Poor old Cole has got to go. It's not like we didn't see it coming. He's been replaced in his own daughter's life by Victor, who sent him out of town on business, and proceeded to replace him as her father figure in this cringy Romeo and Juliet plot the writers have cooked up. Victor's logic regarding the Newmans and Abbotts makes no sense given he has years of history with Ashley, Kyle married Summer, and Victoria married Billy. And that's just one of the reasons it feels ridiculous. As for Cole's romance with Victoria, it was backburnered 5 minutes after their first kiss. It's time for someone new to come along and light her fire, after she grieves Cole, of course. I'm not sure there's a twist big enough that would make the weeks and months we've spent listening to characters drone on about Aristotle Dumas worth it in the end, but the one I have in mind might come close. Amanda's coming back to Genoa City, and we know Michelle Morgan's teased a connection to a high-powered person. But what if she is the high-powered person? What if Amanda is Dumas? That would explain why Dumas is interested in helping Billy get Chancellor back. She and Billy were close, and she and Jill were not fans of each other, so she would have hated her selling him out to Victor and why Dumas has an interest in Winters Incorporated. Perhaps she's planning a takeover of Devon's company to pay him back for cheating on her. It would be ingenious of Amanda to hide behind an alias that suggests Dumas is a man to throw off anyone snooping. But best of all, it would rock everyone involved, drive story moving forward, and put a woman in a position to be powerful and clever enough to compete with Victor. How would she have soared to such lofty heights so quickly? Her family, as we know, was wealthy. If her mother died and left her a fortune, she could easily have become a real estate tycoon. Of course, it's far more likely that Dumas will turn out to be the character played by Billy Flynn, who is coming over from Days of Our Lives. But hey, a girl can dream. Either way, the reveal has to be dead ahead, as we can't go on like this much longer. It's probably planned as an end of May zinger. I'm still put out that Maria did whatever she did off screen, but hopeful, nonetheless, that we'll get some decent drama out of it. The preview suggests that all could be revealed next week, which might then propel Tessa into Daniel's bed as part of the May Sweets wrap-up. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest some drama up ahead in the land of Genoa City. 3 interesting storylines are about to take shape, so fans need to brace themselves for some major moments on the horizon. Time to take a deeper dive into what viewers can expect. The Young and the Restless spoilers remind fans that in many ways, Chance Chancellor is like the bridesmaid who is never the bride when it comes to love in GC. His romance with Abby Newman Abbott Winters was explosive, but that was cut short when she had an affair with Devon Hamilton Winters. Abby and Devon are now the town's new it couple, but Chance hasn't had the same luck as his ex. He eventually moved on with Sharon Newman, who gently broke up with him and then had a nice relationship with Summer Newman. Unfortunately, wrongfully arresting Daniel Romalotti tainted their romance, but Summer's feelings for her ex, Kyle Abbott, didn't help either. Will his luck with love change? That's hard to say, especially since Connor Floyd isn't on contract with the show. But is the CBS soap missing out on a big super couple opportunity? After all, Chance is one of the good guys, with a kind heart, sweet smile, and charming personality. Amanda Sinclair is returning to the canvas very soon. There could be a number of reasons why she's coming back to GC, but the truth of the matter is, she's likely swinging in for a legal battle. My and our spoilers hint she'll be in attorney mode. So who will Amanda represent? She's old friends with Billy Abbott, so could she help him with their efforts to steal back Chancellor? Tracy Abbott's world was rocked when she learned that Alan Laurent was really his evil twin brother, Martin Laurent. On top of it all, learning that he kidnapped Sharon and Phyllis Summers was shocking to say the least. Tracy quickly jetted off to New York with Ashley Abbott after she learned the truth, as she needed a fresh new environment to get help recover from recent events. With that said, fans would love to know how Tracy is doing. Will she return to GC with a new perspective? Will she still be traumatized by how she was duped? The very idea that she lived with a sociopath has to be disturbing, to say the least. Could a new love interest emerge? Would Tracy open her heart again? She and Ashley will eventually return to town, so here's hoping that Tracy has healed a bit in the aftermath of her broken engagement. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest it hasn't even been a week since Allison Lanier exited the role of Summer Newman, and fans are antsy trying to figure out what will happen to the character next. OG Summer Hunter King, who was in the role from 2012 to 2022, recently hopped on Instagram to share her gratitude regarding a role in the primetime show, The Neighborhood. Still, daytime drama fans took the opportunity to ask about her a possible Genoa City return. King posted a series of photos on IG with a behind-the-scenes pic of her with the entire cast of The Neighborhood. There were also selfies with King and other cast members, plus some interesting and exclusive video clips. The show wrapped up Season 7 with a gold and purple cake, highlighting the series' name, and the entire cast and crew enjoyed a nice party. Hunter's caption read, "So grateful to be a part of tonight's season finale of The Neighborhood. Got to work with some old friends, made a bunch of new friends, and truly had the best time. Come hang with us in Venice tonight at 8/7 on CBS TV. There's hope that The Neighborhood could get a spinoff, and reports hint that King could star in this series if that happens. Still, some My and Our fans hit the comment section asking if this Neighborhood wrap-up meant that the actress could head back to GC and reprise the role that made her famous. Some fan comments on King's IG post included, asterisk, "Does this mean you'll now be free to return to Y and R to play Summer, since the other actress is now gone? Pretty please asterisk, come back to Y and R, we miss you asterisk, please go back to being Summer Newman. Asterisk, what are the chances of you playing Summer again? Asterisk, are you coming back to Y and R? Would you like to see Hunter King back as Summer Newman? Drop a comment below. At Society, Chelsea talks to Summer by phone and tells her she's sure she'll find somebody perfect to replace her. She learns that Summer already told everyone at Marchetti that she left and grimaces. There was someone else she wanted to tell first. Just then, Chloe walks in and reads Chelsea the riot act for resigning without giving her a heads up. What is going on? Two coworkers, you and Sally, left me without a word. And all of this is for what? You to go and work with Adam? Chelsea apologizes to Chloe and exclaims, it was quick. Chloe knows she talked to Lauren and Sally about it, but not her. Chelsea admits she was scared of what she would say. Chloe learns that Summer was supportive, Sally too. It all just fell into place. Chloe complains, and you just left your friend in the lurch. Chelsea thinks it could be a big opportunity for her. Chloe doesn't need her to be her hype woman. She can't believe Chelsea has decided to leave fashion for a whole new career, and she was left in the dark. She questions their friendship. Chelsea admits she screwed up, but her mistake is not a reflection of their friendship. How can I make it up to you? Chloe just wants to know why. Fashion is her passion. Chelsea says it's hard to explain. Adam offered the job, and it felt exciting and right. A new and different challenge. It's everything that got her here. Working together with Adam felt like the next step. Chloe doesn't want to discount the journey she's been on, but this feels like a really big shift. Chelsea gushes about what she can do at the media company. Chloe questions, realistically, how much control she will have at a Newman family business. Chelsea confides that Victor wants to use the company to strike his enemies. It's disturbing. Chloe asks if she didn't consider this beforehand. Chelsea was excited, and maybe she let it get the best of her. Chloe asks if she thinks she made a mistake. Chelsea doesn't know. Chloe tells her it's not too late to turn back. They debate whether Chelsea could go back to Marchetti. She has to find a way to make it work at Newman. Chloe warns Victor will run the show no matter what. Adam is Victor's puppet. Chelsea insists that it's different now. Chloe wonders what will happen when he has to choose between her and his father. Chelsea won't be sidelined. Adam's changed. He'll make the right decision. At Newman Media, Adam puts out feelers on Aristotle Dumas and then wonders what the man is hiding. He gets a call back and doesn't find out anything new about the mysterious figure. He huffs, keeps looking, and disconnects. Shaking his head, he wonders, what is the mystery? What is this secret? At Crimson Lights, Claire tells Kyle she's made a decision. She's going to see her grandfather and tell him that they're moving in together. Kyle wants to go with her. She can't face Victor alone. Claire says she has to. Kyle cannot come with her. He's sure he won't react well. They're a team and he should be there with her. Claire appreciates that, and she's not looking forward to the conversation. Kyle warns he has no desire to see their relationship progress. Claire knows he may be actively working to sabotage it. She hopes Nikki can put him at ease before she drops the bomb. She thinks she can get through to him. At the ranch, Nikki approaches Victor about Claire and Kyle's relationship. She doesn't want their granddaughter caught in the middle of his feud with Jack, and asks that whatever he's planning to do to Kyle, not to do it. He denies it, but she questions him being back in business with Audra Charles. Victor claims it's business, and he wouldn't hurt Claire. Nikki warns that before things get out of hand, she has something to tell him. Nikki warns their relationship will continue to grow, even if he disapproves. Claire is glowing, and they want to spend all of their time together. He asks if she really thinks Claire is ready for a serious relationship. Nikki says she does, and Claire wants this. There is nothing you can do to stop her. Victor barks, "The hell I can't." Nikki tells him it may be too late for that. Victor booms, "I do not want Kyle Abbott to get any closer to Claire." End of story. Just then, Claire walks in. At Jabat, Kyle tells Jack that Claire's gone to tell Victor they're moving in together. He won't be happy about it, and he's concerned. Jack's glad to hear that Nikki was going to prepare him first. If anyone can change his mind, it's her. At the ranch, Claire tells Victor that she and Kyle have decided to move in together. She wanted him to hear it from her. Victor asks Nikki if she knew about this. She says she did. Victor wants to know whose idea it was. He's sure Kyle pushed for it. Nikki tells Claire that she was wondering if it would make sense for her to slow things down a bit. Claire's taken aback. Victor doesn't like the idea of her moving in with Kyle Abbott. He wants to pull her away from their family and into his. He won't allow it. At Jabat, Jack talks business to Kyle, who isn't even listening. Jack tells him to calm down. Claire can handle herself with Victor. He tells Kyle this isn't his fault, but it could be worse if he was there with her. Claire has gone to fight for what they have. In the end, it's between him and Claire. He suspects she's a lot fiercer than they give her credit for. Kyle fears he'll change Claire's mind about him. At the ranch, Claire tells Victor that she and Kyle love each other, and they are happy. He cares about her, makes her laugh, and wants to protect her just as he does. This isn't about their families, and there are no battle lines. Victor asks if she'd be moving into the decrepit Abbott mansion. Claire says they found their own place. Nikki is surprised. Claire says Adam has agreed to sell them his apartment. The deal is in progress. Victor says it won't happen. He wants her to get out of it. Claire tells Victor she wants him to be happy for her. Victor tells her she doesn't understand the history between the Abbotts and the Newmans. They loathe each other. He doesn't want her involved with their offspring and is very disappointed. He walks to the door and turns back to tell Nikki, "I'll take care of this, don't you worry." Nikki hugs Claire, who can't understand why her grandfather can't just be pleased for her. She's disappointed he dismisses what she says and how she feels. She asks why Nikki wasn't on her side. Nikki insists she is, but she sees that Victor isn't going to back down. She thinks they should slow things down to give him more time to come to terms with this. Claire says he's had time, and his involvement with Audra feels like an attack on them. Nikki fears she's right. She warns that buying a place together will legally tie them together. Claire says they want that. It's not important that it was Kyle's idea. They came to agree together. Victor may not be willing to change his mind, but neither is she. Nikki asks if she's sure she's ready for such a big step. Maybe she's jumping into this to prove a point. At Jabot, Kyle worries Victor will do whatever he can to stop this and will be relentless. With this news, he could take things to the next level. He might disown Claire. Jack warns him not to get ahead of himself. He has to have faith in his relationship. Kyle knows what Victor is capable of. Victor appears and says, "You have no idea." Jack rolls his eyes. Jack tells the mustache to show himself out. Victor orders Kyle to abandon the idea of living with his granddaughter, and "You will not buy my son's apartment." Kyle tells him he can't dictate their lives. Victor fumes that Kyle will not destroy his beautiful granddaughter's heart and spirit as he has with other people in his life. He's through playing games. This is the end. Kyle asks, "Or what?" Victor intones, "You don't want to find out," and walks away. At the ranch, Claire asks Nikki if anyone is ever really ready for anything. She knows she thinks she's naive, but this feels right. Nikki says this is her choice, but she'll have to come up with a new strategy for her grandfather or accept that he'll never give her his blessing. She advises that everything with Victor is a negotiation. She'll have to sway his heart and convince him he's wrong. Claire's been trying to do that all along. Why do more? Nikki says it will take work from her and Kyle. If she moves in with her boyfriend now, she may never get his approval. At Jibboat, Kyle and Jack realize that Claire touched a nerve with Victor, who doesn't make idle threats. Kyle hopes he wasn't too harsh with Claire. She must feel awful. Jack urges him to go see her. Nothing is more important. Kyle thanks him and dashes out. Jack grimaces. Victor arrives at Newman Media and asks Adam if he discussed the sale of his apartment with Claire and Kyle. Adam says he did. Victor asks, "Without consulting me, what were you thinking?" In the park, Kyle hugs Claire, who tells him her conversation with Victor was awful. She learns he came to see Kyle and lobbed some grenades. Claire says he told her he was disappointed in her, and Kyle tells her he's sorry. Claire learns he told Kyle they couldn't move in together and to forget about buying Adam's apartment. He'll try to quash the deal. Claire hopes Adam will remember what it was like for him and stand up to Victor. Adam didn't know he had to run his personal business past him. Why does he care who he sells his apartment to? Victor doesn't want Kyle involved with his granddaughter. If they move in together, their bond will grow even closer. Adam doesn't like Kyle either, but money is money. If he doesn't sell to them, they'll just find somewhere else to live, so why not make a profit? Victor intones, "I want you to back out of the deal, or else." He walks out. In the park, Kyle hates that this blew up, but he's not surprised. He asks if Claire's changed her mind about living together. Claire hasn't, but she has to figure out what's next. She thinks they should take on her grandfather together. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, May 9, 2025 are here. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Claire Grace Newman to get a reality check about her situation. Plus, Chelsea Lawson is filled with doubt. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera. It seems that Claire won't give up on the fantasy that she can eventually get Victor Newman's approval. Claire thinks that Victor will one day give her relationship with Kyle Abbott his blessing. Fans know that is never going to happen. Despite everyone's warnings, Claire continues chasing a pipe dream. Nikki Newman has been the one person who thinks Claire should do what she wants no matter what anyone thinks. However, Nikki also doesn't want Claire to set herself up for a disaster. Read MORE. Find out what happened on the last episode of Why and Arso. Nikki will probably tell Claire that she can follow her heart, but she should give up on ever getting Victor's approval. If Claire really believes in and wants this relationship, she'll have to deal with Victor continuing to interfere. Claire has agreed to move in with Kyle Abbott. In fact, they are going to check out Adam Newman's old place since it's up for sale. Nikki knows about Claire's plans, and so does Victoria Newman. However, when Victor learns the latest about Claire and Kyle's relationship, he could really blow his top. The fact that Adam is going to sell Claire and Kyle the apartment could put the reformed villain on Victor's bad side again, too. The Young and the Restless spoilers for tomorrow reveal that Chelsea confronted Adam about the hit piece on Billy Abbott. Adam tried to explain things to Chelsea as best he could. While Chelsea isn't so sure about this business partnership, she could stay on board for a little while. It's not like Summer Newman is around, so she can't go begging for her job back at Marchetti. As the partnership continues, Chelsea could see some more red flags. While Adam thinks that everything is going to work out just fine, things seem to be getting complicated already. It's not a good sign, especially on Chelsea's first day. This Newman Media deal could shatter CATM's second chance. Maybe The Young and the Restless is listening after all. The CBS soap, which we've taken to task endlessly for its focus on go-nowhere business plots and psychos of the week, is set to crank up the romance this month. In particular, the show will be in the mood for love on Wednesday, May 21, swoon with 3 Oz reports. In a special episode that sounds like it was ghost-written by Cupid himself, Victor and Nikki will revisit the bumpy road that they traveled to reach their hard-won happily ever after. Of course, if the Newmans are looking back as if their travails are over, isn't that akin to tempting fate to hurl a new obstacle in their direction? Ian Ward is still alive out there, after all. But we digress. That same day, Jack finds a sweet way to show better half Diane how much he appreciates her attempt to remodel the Abbott mansion. And Michael proves to Lauren that she means a whole lot more to him than Victor. But wait, there's more. Also in May, we'll be getting the return of Michelle Morgan as Amanda. Though things between the lawyer and Devin ended as badly as they possibly could, with her walking in on him getting it on with now-wife Abby, the article hints that there may be a rekindling of feelings that they exes believed were dead and buried. Plus, Claire and Kyle will attempt to do the impossible. Hatch a scheme that is so foolproof that it will convince Grandpa Victor to sign off on their coupling. Victor's payback begins after Claire's bold move. Claire was determined to stand her ground with Victor, hoping to carve out her own happiness with Kyle on Young and the Restless. But on Friday, May 9, at the ranch, she walked straight into the storm. Victor's anger was as fierce as expected. The Newman patriarch's icy, "it won't happen," was just the beginning, leaving the granddad's word rattled Claire to the core, leaving her clinging to Nikki's supportive hug. Yet beneath Nikki's warm words was a chilling question. Was Claire really fighting for love, or simply to prove herself? As Claire walked away, Nikki's warning seemed to echo. Victor isn't a man to be crossed lightly. If he had even a shadow of doubt about Kyle's influence on Claire, he will strike, and hard. Claire may have left feeling strong, but Victor left the room with something far more dangerous: resolve. Victor's declaration to take care of this wasn't an idle threat. When the great Victor Newman makes a promise, it usually means someone's world is about to be turned upside down. Kyle might think he's secure in his bond with Claire, but Victor's power and resources are unmatched. From corporate sabotage to personal destruction, Victor's revenge can take any form. But what will his move be this time? Will he target Kyle's career, dig into his past for leverage, or perhaps strike at his relationship with Clare? And while Clare may have tried to stand her ground, she might soon find out the true cost of choosing Kyle over the Newman legacy. Nikki has always been the calm in Victor's storm, but this time, even she seems conflicted. While she admires Clare's courage, she knows how relentless Victor can be when he feels betrayed. Nikki may try to mediate, but can even she stop Victor once he's set his sights on Kyle? Or will she silently watch as the man she loves wages war on their granddaughter's happiness? Clare's bold stand might have ignited a fire that not even Nikki can extinguish. It's going to be a week chock full of drama in Genoa City, and you won't want to miss a single second. The Young and the Restless spoilers for May 12 to 16 focus on Victor and Phyllis' potential alliance, while Mariah and Tessa endure a rough patch. Plus, Michelle Morgan brings legal eagle Amanda Sinclair back to the canvas. It's going to be a week chock full of drama in Genoa City, and you won't want to miss a single second. Phyllis schemes to outsmart Billy. Mariah and Tessa hit a rough patch. Clare slows things down with Kyle. Tuesday, Victor considers an alliance with Phyllis. Adam and Chelsea struggle with their work/life balance. Damien impresses Lily. Wednesday, Victor strikes back against Billy. Phyllis reaches out to Aristotle Dumas. Nate is skeptical about Damien joining the family business. Thursday, Jack and Diane worry about Kyle repeating past mistakes. Holden calls Audra's bluff. Clare works to impress Nikki. Friday, Nick finds himself revisiting familiar territory. Sally worries about Billy's need for revenge. Amanda Sinclair returns to Genoa City. Will Mariah tell Tessa the truth? The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday. May 12 push Phyllis further down her favorite warpath, as she's decided Billy has wronged her, can never be forgiven, and she has no choice but to seek the very worst kind of revenge. When Daniel said he didn't work with his mom for Billy, and Phyllis announced that they were a package deal, and if Billy didn't want Daniel, he didn't want her either, Billy let her go. Phyllis let loose. How dare he? How could he? Didn't Billy understand? She was the very best of the best, and any business without her on staff was doomed to fail. And why was Sally sitting there? And why was she working for Billy? And how dare she be younger and redheaded? And Billy be in love with her when Billy was once in love with Phyllis, and no other woman could ever compare. Phyllis has no choice now. She has to bring down Billy, which means outsmarting Billy. On the one hand, that shouldn't be too hard. Billy is very stupid after all. Then again, Phyllis is her own worst enemy and can self-sabotage with the best of them. So really, this game is a draw so far. Maria is sad. Sharon told Tessa it wasn't her fault. Tessa hadn't thought it was her fault until Sharon mentioned it. Clare stood her ground with Victor, but the fallout rippled through Genoa City, leaving Kyle, Nikki, and even Adam scrambling to pick up the pieces. The Young and the Restless recap for Friday. May 9 sees Clare defy Victor, and he loses it. Plus, Adam finds himself in Victor's furious path while Chelsea tries to smooth things over with Chloe. Clare planned to confront Victor with her and Kyle's plan to move in together. At Crimson Lights, Kyle sensed something was off and offered to face Victor with her, but Clare insisted she had to do it alone. She promised to call after and hurried off, steeling herself for battle. At the new ranch, Nikki urged Victor to ease up, warning him that whatever he had planned for Kyle could hurt Clare too. Victor brushed her off, claiming he had no grand scheme, just deep distrust. When Clare arrived and announced her decision, Victor was livid. "It won't happen," he barked, accusing Kyle of pulling her away from the family. Clare pushed back, begging him to support her happiness, but Victor refused. He stormed out, vowing to take care of this. Nikki hugged Clare, proud of her strength but wary of the fallout. She admitted to Clare that while she admired her resolve, she also questioned whether this move was really about love or proving a point to Victor. Meanwhile, Kyle vented to Jack at Jebot. worried sick about Clare standing up to Victor alone. Jack reminded him that Clare's independence was part of what made her special. But things hit a fever pitch when Victor stormed into the office, issuing a chilling ultimatum. Kyle was to abandon all plans with Clare or face the consequences. As soon as Victor left, Kyle went to find Clare. They met in the park, where Clare told him about her disastrous meeting. Kyle explained what had happened at Jabot and worried that Adam might now back out of selling them his apartment. But Clare stayed firm. She kissed Kyle and promised they'd face whatever came next together. Elsewhere, Chelsea faced a mess of her own at society. On the phone with Summer, she was caught off guard by Chloe's sudden arrival. Chloe felt completely blindsided by Chelsea's resignation from Marchetti, upset that she hadn't heard it directly from her best friend. Chelsea admitted she'd been nervous about Chloe's reaction, but insisted she wanted to make things right. Chloe was skeptical, questioning whether Chelsea had really thought through leaving fashion for a Newman-run company. Chelsea assured her she was committed, but Chloe wasn't convinced, warning that Adam was a puppet. Victor wasn't done making his rounds. He barged into Adam's office, furious that Adam had even considered selling his apartment to Kyle and Clare without consulting him. Adam pointed out that business was business, but Victor made it crystal clear: back out of the deal or else. Later, Adam directed his team to dig deeper into Dumas. With Victor breathing down his neck, Adam seemed torn.